Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to an exciting and everything and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host Imperial Dane, the one, the only master propaganda hero, strike defender of the fatherland, off here to a glorious 1v1 on Kholodny Ferma. In the west, it is Paul AD fighting for the Red Army, the Soviet Union, Comrade Stalin, and the 10th Mechanized Corps here with airborne troops, defensive tactics, and guard motor. In the east, it is Angreifen fighting for the Wehrmacht. For once, the German army, Deutschland, here with the Sperrverband Wolf, with defensive, featuring Osttruppen, defensive fortifications, Stug 3Es, Pack 43s, and Sector till we actually get Osttruppen. Been a while since we had Osttruppen on the Propagandacast, so that's definitely something a bit besides the usual. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters, wonderful people one and all. Without them, and of course their heroic support, the Propagandacast would not be possible, so big thanks to all those. Other people can join the ranks and become heroic themselves by Patreon. Links in the description. You can also donate by PayPal. Links are similar in the description there. And finally, as well, you can also just, pre-order companies free for the link in the comments. That way, if you're going to do it anyways, you can just use that link. Use the code STUG3G, all caps, in which case you get a part of the sale there. So that's another way to support. And you can also just, comment, like, share, subscribe, talk about the video. Anyways, got Osttruppen here with another squad where the Angreifen Indonesia versus the Osttruppen. The South Japan is basically wiring off. MD-14 southwards here, but a fairly aggressive Osttruppen play here. Clearly blindsiding Paul AD here. Was, I imagine, not expecting Osttruppen, because nowadays barely anyone uses Osttruppen. Which might be what Angreifen hoping to capitalize on. That he just really wants to play with Osttruppen. We'll have to see. Second squad of Osttruppen arriving up here for Angreifen, moving straight here towards the northern munitions point, looking to apply pressure to Paul AD, as he now has to stop a tidal wave there, potentially of Osttruppen. Third squad on the way of Angreifen. Will he go for 3? Will he go for 4 squads? Will he go for him on? You need to briefly consider charging, but then realizing they've got other places to be where they can't be easily shot at. Second Osttruppen squad arriving now, they're constantly focused down here as Paul AD suddenly finds himself in an Osttruppen based meat grinder. His men being ripped apart here under waves of bullet fire here from Angreifen's men. They may not be of the highest quality, but they can get the job done in large enough numbers. Third Osttruppen squad, more men heading northwards. Paul AD with a 4th conscript squad there. He will hit back at the Osttruppen with the SVD-40s. Angreifen's Osttruppen, they've been bled out. One squad pushed back, but still, he is fighting here for the fatherland, Deutschland. There we go. Yevgeny drop set here. Third squad moving in the south here. Pioneers naming 42 slowly moving forwards there for Deutschland. Bit of skirmishing here. Conscript taking some man losses already, and we got more Osttruppen. Will Paul AD keep feeding more men into this meat grinder, or will he decide to perhaps attack elsewhere, where the Osttruppen aren't heavily entrenched and thus ready to challenge Paul AD's infantry head on? Osttruppen there basically laying down a bunker. We got tech at the same time there for them. Conscript squad there pushed back by the Osttruppen. Huge swaths of infantry there pushing forwards here for Deutschland. In the center here, we got the Pioneers with the conscript here. Osttruppen pushing straight for the car point here. Nothing can apparently slow down Angreifen's advance now. It is Osttruppen. Second engineer squad here for Paul AD in the south here. Machine gun there. Left to its own devices. Could be outmaneuvered here. In the center, Pioneers somehow holding off the conscripts. He's probably concerned there's something nearby the Pioneers if he tries to rush them. And this bunker there done. Tech done. Third Osttruppen squading northwards. So very much an Osttruppen heavy effort here. In the north, engineers are also retreating here. You can see some points there, but ultimately they cannot hope to challenge the Osttruppen and live. Straight for the car point here, though he needs to grab the center victory point as well, but he doesn't actually technically cut off due to the other points here basically connecting the southern resources anyways. But there you go, he's charging in now. Up north, the push for the car point there. Angreifen's Osttruppen not in a position to actually withstand such a socialist assault, and he is forced to back off here with the Osttruppen, despite their low quality, lack of morale, and not particularly great training. They still somehow believe. MD-42 here. Osttruppen makes a problem to the building. The MD-42 still busy in the cuff point. North here, Osttruppen being charged with the constant engineers here. Car-9 TKs there. There's engineers, the conscripts. That wouldn't have been uncommon for Osttruppen just any kind of low quality info like that be equipped with other rifles like Mosin guns. So we imagine the Osttruppen would have, troops like that would have been equipped with, or even other captured rifles. So, little fun side note there. And towards the country in the south. Falling back here with the Osttruppen. The whole idea with the units actually only working cover was actually something that was part of German, shall I say, doctrine, that they operated with different qualities of units, and they actually had some particular types of units they basically could only they only expect to, like, be able to hold a position, like, well fortified. They couldn't attack, for example. Also, for example, expect to defend something without, like, you know, ample preparation. The Osttruppen would typically fall into that last grade. They're just only able to hold something if, like, you know, well fortified ahead of time. Armored car on the way there, though, for Angreifen. More Osttruppen sitting out here in the south. Machine guns defending here a direct approach, but the southern flank here, of course, could be exposed there to an assault here by Kholodny. He can also start dropping in the SVD-40s if he has enough munitions, obviously. Up north there, Pani is caught here by Kholodny's conscripts. And there you go, conscripts going for the Osttruppen here as they move towards the carve point here. But so far, while initially successfully, we can see that Angreifen lost ground here as the Osttruppen, you know, again, I don't know, great for sustained engagements like that he got himself called out into. Up north here, Pioneers being attacked with the conscripts. Armored cars setting out there for Angreifen, the 2-2, like the Panzer Spielwagen. Osttruppen, armored car heading south. Let's see, he's going to go on the offense now through the south here, looking to try and keep Kholodny off balance by, you know, making happen just predict that Angreifen will strike with his Osttruppen in arms. And we got a Panzer Grenadier squad away there. Thumbs up to that. I think that's an excellent idea because the Osttruppen just aren't great assault infantry. You typically want some infantry they can actually do the assault part. And Panzer Grenadiers will definitely do that part. Armored car is the conscripts. Car upon there seized by the frontal Vics. Pioneers there at the ready. North the Osttruppen will against the conscripts. They're actually getting some good hits in there. We got flamethrower team ready to flank them. Very good there. And we got no tech yet for Kholodny. No weapon drops, no guards airborne. So far, very little. Oh, there you go. We do get the spawn company there finally. Starting to slightly wonder what you're scheming there. Frontal Vics routed. Panzer Grenadier sending out here for Angreifen and the Sperrverband der Wolf. Weapon drops there for Kholodny. Osttruppen sending out there. Samex there. Osttruppen itself just refers to, you know, basically Eastern, well, air quote volunteers, but, you know, typically, you know, prisoners of war and, you know, others conscripted from, like, you know, Eastern Europe into the German army. They were basically not expected to do a lot, and most of them actually mostly just did security duties or help, you know, not particularly spirited parts of the front line. Later, they'd been moved to the Atlantic Wall. Once it released on the Eastern Front, they were not particularly reliable, and of course, in Normandy, they surrender en masse to the Western Allies, with, at least in the case of the Americans, proceed to hand over to Stalin, who of course then proceeded them straight to the gulags. Osttruppen was the conscripts here. Of course, the Icon itself was from another unit. That was the, you know, I think Russian Free Legion, or what it was called there. It was basically a liberation army, which basically turned against the Germans at the end of the war. So, some fun stuff there. Up north there, Panzer Grenadier season northern point here. Back here at the base, nothing further happening there so far. No further tech. Tech, that is. Tech Nemo for Kholodny. That'll be a T-Sun here versus Angreifen. He will need a Pack 40 or some Panzerschrecks. Barbed wire in the center. Yeah, the way he's using munitions there definitely makes me think Telemines there, because he will not be popping any Panzerschrecks anytime soon. That's much is for sure. And there you go, Pack 40 there for Angreifen. Osttruppen was the conscripts here. Up north, push for the carve on there. We got by the way the Panzers able to lay on sandbags with the defensive fortifications ability. Nice little addition there, obviously. T-70 almost done there for Angreifen. Armored coming northwards. We've got a telemine down there. I mean, that's obviously good. In fact, we've got some S-mines here as well. One of the particular features of Angreifen's Wehrmacht play is he actually tends to be like one of the few Wehrmacht players who fairly consistently lays down S-mines. Most other Wehrmacht players know, but okay, that was a demo charge apparently. Kaboom! And then move straight into the S-mine field and lose Dimitri. Oh no, they mined the place! If only we had minesweepers, but someone wanted a flamethrower, Yuri! Austin there being charged with the T-Sun, going to get... No, not a Pantherfaust, apparently. All the way being pursued. He armored car ready. Second Pack 40 of Angreifen. Clearly very concerned about the T-70. All the possibility he might already be scheming that Kholodny's going to go particularly aggressive and commit to a second T-70 here. Certainly rare, but, you know, we're already in a match with Osttruppen. Like, you know, double T-70s. Honestly, not that far off. South here, we got the Osttruppen being held up here by a few conscripts, but they do successfully repulse the Socialist assault there, routing them. in a rain of bullets. Back here, reinforcing healing. Armored car low on health. Need to be careful there with it. I saw Kholodny. We got some weapon upgrades on the way there. No sign of guards airborne. Or say any support weapons, mortars, field guns, maxims. Obviously with Dishkurs he's probably not going to go for maxim, but you know, there we go, field gun. But again, field guns and mortars could have been something a very good addition here for Kholodny versus Angreifen. In particular on a map like Kholodny Ferma, I'd say mortars and any other sort of light artillery there is quite good. And of course by extension the field gun is also pretty good. He's moving about. He needs this cop laying down or spotting the mine there. Very good there for Kholodny's T-70. Without those engineers, that T-70 would have been toast. That's Kholodny here demonstrating the value of minesweepers. Pack full and a great hit on the T-72 one as well there. Double pack. Certainly increasing Angreifen challenges, quickly taking out a T-70 there before there's a chance to escape. Which is probably why I went for it. Angreifen could consider taking up some email for Kholodny. Nothing further transpiring here. Push, understandably, the Panzer's got a Molotov in the general direction advance here, though obviously a bit optimistically tossed there. In this case, the content being pushed back. He probably should have tossed it here to that way deny the cover. I'm not entirely sure why I decided there. Maybe it was a misclick. Armored car there. Grab the point. Need to head further westwards there with the Osttruppen. And we got some tech there for Angreifen. We'll have to see that he goes for the Stugi, because there's one thing I've noticed. If he does play a commander like this, Angreifen will typically go for some Stugis because he absolutely loves the Stugi, it seems. At least that's my assumption. I mean, for all I know, it could turn out he just hates it, but forces him to go for it as punishment for some kind of sin. I don't know. Meanwhile, though, a fresh push here by Kholodny, limited force in the south, then other push forces as well looking to flank around here. And sort of hit Angreifen. Angreifen is not quite prepared, but we got the Osttruppen moving in there, and of course you can also soon equip them there with some light machine guns, increasing his firepower notably versus Kholodny's infantry. Panzer gun leading southwards there. Could have the field gun bombard here, by the way. Yeah, I think it's going to do that. Oh, never mind, wasn't necessary. The Osttruppen were quick to hightail it there. In the south, straight to mine there. Good work by Kholodny there, mining the sandbag position. Mines being laid down, even as we can see the Pentagon is laying down barbed wire, which again is a courtesy of heavy defensive fortifications. Very rarely used stuff, so nice to see Angreifen there, certainly flexing it. Packs moving for the T-70 there. Slightly faster response this time from Kholodny, preserves his T-70, though you might notice it's still like pretty close here. There we go. T-70 backing off here. North here, point seized. Northern point is seized as well. We got 352 meters, 378. No support core yet here for Angreifen. Again, could be the Stugi, which he does not need a support core for. He just needs 5 command points, which he can start calling them in here. So again, it's not impossible here. Angreifen is just going to launch Stugis and then maybe move for tier 4 here. We'll have to see. Packs firing at it again, looking to wreck the heavy cover there of Kholodny's infantry. He's also going for the mechanized summer company. Thumbs up. Again, can then go for the T-3476. Conquerors find their cover being absolutely crumbed right before their eyes. And there you go. Can call in the Stug 3 and does do so. Conquerors routed here. In the center up, got the MD photos of the Conquerors there. Pinned down to the ground like insects. Stugi, they're rolling forwards. And the field gun bombarding in return here. Meanwhile, up north, a small-scale assault here by Angreifen with Osttruppen Pioneers, and of course now the Sturmgeschütz Ausführung E. Should add the Penalty machine gun there, I think, but obviously actually does that. Contra there now find the position slowly getting way here to German artillery fire. Fun fact about Stugs, but they're actually part of the German artillery branch, because when they were initially developed, none of the other branches like the infantry or the tank branch wanted the assault gun. But they just kind of like, yeah, this could be cool. And then what actually happened is the Stugs, the initial ones, were actually part of the artillery's elite branch. So, little fun fact there about Sturmgeschütze. Awesome, they need to be careful in the face of the T-70. Sneaking about. Stoogie heading towards the center here. Yeah, no sign on the panel at MD-42. Shame there. Paulo D can soon go for the T-34 from 6. He's also floating a lot of manpower. Like at this point, if he doesn't like go for more support weapons, so say guards, airborne troops, anything like that, he should, I think, build some fuel caches to assist himself with, you know, more fuel for more tanks, maybe some rocket artillery. Sandbag C, Stoogie keeps bombarding, field gun keeps trying to hit it. Neither side really being successful in their endeavors. Now, of course, the other question is, will Angreifen now commit to more than one Stoogie? Will he just move straight for the next tier here? In fact, yeah, he's going straight for the next tier, so he's just going to stick to one Stoogie here. Lost a position there to the Soviets. South the armored cars clash with the conscripts. And we got Panzerschrecks in the Pentagon. I feel like he's gone slightly over the top here with the anti-tank assets. I mean, he's got 2 packs already, so like adding Panzerschrecks seems a bit much. That's just me, maybe. Whatever the case, I mean, Angreifen will, I think, be, you know, fairly well equipped there to take on any Soviet tanks. Because, I mean, that's going to be a lot of firepower in a very short amount of time here. Up north, they're pumping seas for the Guineas. Or will probably either maintains, I think, excellent map control of Angreifen, despite, you know, Smiles nice moves there for Angreifen. The Osttruppen continue to, you know, show some issues. I think Angreifen is somewhat being aided also by the fact that Paul Didi, you know, is just floating a lot of manpower. Like, he really should build some fuel caches or go for some mortars or more field guns or something. I definitely don't think he should be floating, like, you know, that much manpower that consistently. We do get some mines there, and we do get some everything else now happening for him. What it is he's planning, I don't know. Maybe a fuel cache, though. Could be a fuel cache, in which case, likely on the car pumps in the use. Yeah. Oh, it's a munitions cache. Alright. Guess for more upgrades, but also then for the Sturmovik rocket run. I mean, that works too, obviously. Munitions cache is also pretty good value, but definitely I think would have personally preferred a fuel cache here. For some of that, you know, armory goodness. There we go. Pantabas and the T-7 light tank damaging the engine. Awesome, they got the sandbags up there. Awesome, pushing forwards. Veteran free on these gentlemen. Pack 40s pushing forwards. Conscript launching a counterattack here. Catching here. Angreifen center push here. Very much in a really bad position with no machine support here. The Osttruppen are also unable to really resist this assault. They got the Pentagon these with their Panzerschrecks being rushed in. I think he's going to just pop a grenade there before pulling them out of there. T-Fed forming up as well here. The assault continues here for Paulie D. Almost got the Osttruppen squad. There we go. Stoogie bombarding here. The conscript's first shot, though, kind of misses the mark. Second shot. There we go. Get some kills in there for Deutschland. Sandbags up here. Almost got all 3 chip points under control here versus Angreifen, who's down just 254 versus the 369 there. Paulie D. Great hit from the field gun and the Stoogie. Close to Veterans. 1 heavy Panzerkorps there. What will it be here for Angreifen? Panzerwerfer, Panther, Sturmpanzer? That is the big question at hand. Seeing them being hammered with a field gun. Pioneer's got the northern point. Back here, all quiet in Paulie D's base. Although we do notice some more manpower dropping out there. Could be another cache here from it. Will it be another munitions cache? Will it be a fuel cache? Those are, again, the big questions here. T-54 popping out there. Kind of getting wedge position to the Panzerschreck teams. And it is another munition cache here for Paulie D. So I'm guessing a lot of rocket artillery here to be unleashed versus Angreifen. And the T-54 goes like, "Hey, Yuri, did you see those rockets?" "Yeah." "Let's slightly move back." "Yeah." "Good." So there we go. That's the second munitions cache, giving Paulie a fairly big munitions set. It's getting 68 munitions per minute compared with the 26 per minute for Angreifen, which can definitely become a lot of S1. Now it's up to 73 munitions per minute. That is kind of nuts. Down to 68. Packs between the T-34 here. Oh, straight to mine there. T-34 narrowly avoids it. More packs arriving there to the scene to help deal here with Paulie D's T-Fed Force from 6. They keep shooting, but they keep meeting Osttruppen going forward here. They're going to Panther fast it, but the timing's not going to help. We got more Osttruppen around to the scene, plus the Panzer Team C. Despite all these anti-tank weapons, the T-Fed Force from 6, due to the terrain, is easily able to get away there with very limited damage here, but he might lose the engineer squad. They need to retreat that pretty soon. In the center, another assault goes forwards here, as Paulie D there looks to gain control of the center victory point and more control of the map here. Armored car, they're doing what they can. ND-14 can push back. 85 for Paulie D. A tank destroyer. In the south here, though, Angreifen has seized control of the southern victory point here from Paulie D. And that's actually a third munitions cache. Good golly, that is a lot of munitions caches. In this case, though, the Panzer team will make short work of that. Unless they can't hit it at all. Continuing forwards. Got the cache there. Panzer team routing. In the center, we've got the Pioneer seizing the point here. And we got a repair bunker here from Angreifen. There's another rare sight. Thumbs up, though. No, this is, by the way, straight up imported right in from Companies 1. That is the repair bunker from Companies 1 they're using there. Sorry about that. Mouse slightly slipped. Osttruppen in the south, they're about to get wiped out with the conscripts as Paulie D barges his way forwards here for Deutsch and Stugi firing away there. Looks like it's going to be a Panther here for Angreifen. I mean, he's got the fuel and the manpower for Panzerwerfer and the Sturmpanzer, but so far no sign of either. So it very much looks like a Panther here for Angreifen versus Paulie D. We got Molotovs and the Pioneers here. Got 205 as a 366. A-65 at the ready as well. Up north here, T-70 stinging about here. There we go. Panther on the way there for Angreifen and the Sperrverband de Wolf. Stugi bombarding here the conscripts. Decent shot there. Borders drops dead. In the south here, conscript on with the Osttruppen. Making short work of them. And lost the HD5 up here in the center. Clearly underestimated there. Angreifen's packs there, and he paid the ultimate price. That's quite a loss there for Paulie D, particularly like the HD5 just did nothing. It's not like he doesn't have any targets. It's going to be particularly awkward for him once the Panther starts arriving on the field and starts hurting him. At that point, having lost the HD5 there, it's going to feel, I imagine, particularly painful there for Paulie D. Certainly be a very good kill there for Angreifen. Stugi moving forwards. North the armored car with the T-70. Panther almost done there. Right around the corner, there you go. T-Fed 4 knocks out Angreifen's armored car, leaving nothing but smoke and burning steel. Panzer team creeping about. Panther getting ready here for Angreifen and the German army. Stugi being hauled back for repairs. Mortar for Paulie D. That's a good idea, though. Feels a bit late for him. Feels very late. Could have that much sooner. I think had a much bigger against Angreifen, much bigger impact against Angreifen. Oh well. And the T-70 finally goes down here. Good kill there for Angreifen. The Panther moving straight into the T-54, and the Panther goes going to ram it, and then calling a rocket strike on it. But no, the T-54's engine gives out, allowing him to lose the T-54 on top of the T-70. That is definitely pretty awkward there for Paulie D. A great series of kills there for Angreifen. Quite the blow there to Paulie D and the Red Army. The 10th Mechanized Corps there. Certainly have to explain that one. Of course, they were sabotaged by counter-revolutionaries. Meanwhile, second field on the way there for Paulie D, almost done. Pretty big push to the center, right into the Stugi fields. A bit risky though. He's using flares at least to support the advance. Good work there. Stugi getting pelted with a large number of anti-tank grenades down the engine. Panther moving forwards. Panther coming distance there as well. Field coming forwards here. Osttruppen there holding the line here. One grenade's off here. Things getting pretty dicey here. And Angreifen finds some control of the center victory point, slipping away from his hands. Like a particularly slippery bar of soap. Panther there being fixed up. The south, the MD4 tilting up. So we got 176 for the 355. Panther there fixed up. Stuggy could still do his repairs. 9 kills, still near ace level. Pioneer sneaking up here on the field point. The Pioneer. The Panther there with the pin-up machine being added finally. Stuggy, still no sign of that one there. We'll have to see what Angreifen goes for next. Up north, we got the news quality with the Panther and right around into mine there. Damaging the engine here of the Panther. Great bit of damage there for Paulie D, though lacks anything to really exploit it with, though. It's going to keep the Panther slightly out of the fight here for a few moments. Looks like Paulie's getting ready for a push into the south. You can see moving a lot of troops and support weapons, which does also mean the north is quite open. In fact, he's got nothing to respond to Angreifen going for that field point with this. So there's definitely better payoff. There's going to be Paulie D really feeling awkward. Stuggy firing away there near the ace level there. Conscripts there trying to escape. There you go. Full kill there on Constantine. MG42 almost being routed as well here. The assault continues. Just a massive throng of conscripts under Paulie D's command. Stuggy fires where the Filgans move as well here. Machine gun bunker there at the ready. Panzer here for Angreifen to match Paulie D's assault. And there you go. Charging ahead. He needs to clear out that machine gun bunker first here. This is flank. It's not going to work out. They got the Panther 2 moving there. T-54 ready. Mortar could of course provide more support here, and I guess it's fine, but there you go. Got the bunker now needs to deal with the Stuggy. Panzer for halfway down here for Angreifen. Mortar firing down the Osttruppen. Casualties slowly mounting amongst them. Comes there being bunched up. That makes things very easy for the Stuggy here. Of course, against the field guns, things are much tougher for the Stuggy. As they'd need at least 2 of them to, I think, have a chance to clean up 1 field gun header on. And even then, against 2 of them, it's, you know, not going to work out. Panther racing forwards here for Deutschland. Stuggy being hauled back for repairs. And the Panzerwerfer has arrived here. Meanwhile, the T-34 from 6 has similarly made its presence on the battlefield known. Sees us on the point here with the mortar. No response to the north here. Great there for Angreifen. Excellent even. South here, the Panther strikes the mortar there. No mercy here from Angreifen or his Panzerkampfwagen 5. No mercy whatsoever. Panzer team moving forward, 4 kills, Betty 2. Stuggy there with 11 kills. Osttruppen sitting out there. T-footing northwards here. And the T-34 from 6 on the way for Paul E.D. South, the MG42 grams on the point. And a bit of a mortar bug there, I guess. Second T-34 almost done here for Paulie D versus Angreifen. 176 versus 305. Massive throng of infantry being dispatched northwards here. Panther's going to be caught in the midst of this. Can Paulie D somehow exploit this? And there you go. Panther diving in, backed up with the Pioneers. Field guns moving in. Constant moving in. T-34 remaining in reserve position. Second T-34 is ready to join in soon here. And Paulie D Angreifen continues to have his Panther all the way here isolated with effectively no support. This is like incredibly risky. Like, if Paulie were to move up here, could like probably cut off an escape path here for the Panther and knock it out with ease. In fact, you can see there, he's shouting when the Contra is going to go for the anti-tank grenades, at which point the Panther's going to have a very hard time. We've got the field up plus the T-Fed falling in here. This feels like a significant tactical blunder here by Angreifen. Now, I have no idea what the Panther was supposed to achieve, and again, there was clearly no thought put into the fact how quickly the Paulie D could just, you know, lock off his retreat there. So that was a really big mistake of Angreifen, and I think rightly punished here by Paulie D in spectacular fashion. So now he's just down to the Stuggy. The Panther has some packs and some infantry, and he's even lost an awesome squad at this point, but he's floating there. But there you go, Panther Barrow screaming death there into the lines of Paulie D's infantry. Gets wiped in the conscript, almost others getting wiped here as well. Won't quite make up for his own losses there, but certainly puts a bit of disorder and chaos into the lines here of Paulie D's forces. Still there are 2 T-34s from 6s here, and the packs are kind of nearby, but not quite enough. Stuggy, they're being shot at alongside the Osttruppen. Packs trying to hit, but so far, no side is really hitting anything. Except, like, you know, this particular strip of land. South side, Practical Garden Center is also kind of neglected here. North Airport needs going for the mortar there, but Northern Point forcing retreat here. And the T-54s then send the Pioneers packing in return. What would be next here for Angreifen? Another Panther attempt, maybe? Or Panzer Grenadiers? I mean, I'm fairly certain he can afford to go for another Panther in the squad. Still, like, you know, have plenty of manpower to spare for a Panther down the road. He just needs the fuel. Back at base of Polity, troop reinforcing healing. What will he go for next? Another T-54 from 6, that seems likely. But will he be able to, like, leverage them well? Will they just be turned into cannon fodder for the German guns? Fuel cache for Angreifen. So, yeah, that definitely seems like a tool there to assist him in getting out tanks faster. Pretty rare, though, to see a fuel cache in Wehrmacht 1v1. Then again, it's pretty rare to see, like, 3 munition caches for the Soviets as well. I think part of it, though, simply put, Kholodny Ferma is the map that kind of allows for these, you know, stall strategies, because it is basically a series of choke points put together, which can be basically used to describe a lot of the early coming 1v1 maps. Hell, even like most of the other maps, they're just basically a bunch of choke points stitched together. We got here Sector Artillery there, catching one of Poli's field guns. The other one also in trouble as well here. Quite extensive loss here, losing both field and crews, and by extension the field guns. It's a massive blow here to Paulie D. A excellent kill there. Vanguard removes a massive thorn in his side here, and leaves Paulie D much relying on the T-54 from 6 to deal with any of Angreifen's armor. And he's getting ever closer here, of course, to another Panther. So without the field guns, that's going to be a tough one to deal with, unless it gets enough T-54 from 6s, then swarm it. Paxman 40 flare mines going off. They're killing Jürgen. Artillery strikes there. And we got smoke being deployed here by Angreifen. We've got a second fuel cache here. Interesting. But he definitely, I think, wants that Panther out faster here. Need to capture some points, obviously. Surprised we haven't seen any rocket runs either from Polity versus Angreifen. Stugi moving forwards. We got 176 versus 159. Pretty close in terms of victory points now. And there we go, another Panzerwaffe barrage. We got 16 kills on it, veterans who won. Rockets there, flying in great numbers, killing Boris and Sergei. Stugi there firing away there, 24 kills for Deutschland. That's got to be at least an Iron Cross second class on that one. Models from the Osttruppen. There you go, third T-54 ready. We also got a Guards Airborne Squad adding the triple DP light machine guns. Finally adding some of those, I think. I'd argue I think you should add some of those much sooner. I think in particular there's all these Osttruppen, some early Guards Airborne, either with the submachine guns or the triple light machine guns, were doing a hell of a problem there for Angreifen's Osttruppen. So it is a bit, you know, it's nice to see them, but I definitely think you should have gone for them sooner. Now we got the Stugi engaging them. We got another Panther for Angreifen in the German army. Desperately calling headquarters there for more Panthers. And there you go, T-54 in the offense here. Stugi is in trouble there. The T-54 going forward. Pack setting up. There we also got the Pantric teams here. No infantry support here really for the T-54. That Guards Airborne Squad, which is kind of ramming here, but a bit slow there. T-54 almost knocked out. Pantric team doing the cannon alongside the Pack 40s. Rocket strike on the Stugi. It is going terribly here for Paulie D and going absolutely amazing for Angreifen. Bang grenade, on regular grenade. Almost got the Guards here, but another T-54 from 60 goes up in flames. Stugi bombards the engineers and the paratroopers, causing intense losses here. Panther's almost there. He's going into the base with the T-54 from 6 here. Could take out the Panther. There we go. Panther Shake team could also be in trouble here. Pack's firing away there. Panther fires on the T-54 from 6 to the cost of his remaining T-54, and he still hasn't knocked out the Stugi. That was pretty horrid here for Paulie D. I mean, sure, he got the Panzerwaffe, but that's also all he, you know, got knocked out with for the cost of 3 T-54 from 6s. That's a lot of manpower and fuel just to take down a single Panzerwaffe. That is amazing for Angreifen, but I think at this point has effectively gutted Paulie D here versus him. He's going for more field guns, but this stage, I think he just risks getting overrun here by Angreifen. Certainly Angreifen could overrun him faster if he went for some more infantry. Graham is on the point with the Pioneers, up north pantoming forwards. We got 106 versus 80. Far south, Guards Airborne charging in the 3 kills as they unleash the DP light machine guns on the German infantry. The Engineers following up here up north there. Panthers running around scouting for targets, but finding only ruin, death, and destruction. The Stugi is merrily bombarding the conscripts here. Ooh, hit the tree line there, killed a few squirrels, but no communists. And there you go, got some kills here. 30 kills in the Stugi now. I didn't get to Iron Cross first class now. In the south here, Kholodny's attempt to flank around Angreifen runs into an MD-42 head on, and the casualties are unsurprisingly pretty high. Particularly in fact, in the Stugi, of course, is hot on their heels as well there. In the center, the engagement breaks out here. Filgrim as the Panther and the Osttruppen quickly forced away here. Already lost half the gun crew here as Angreifen mercilessly pursues it. And there we go. Field gun crew wiped out and destroyed with the Panther, I imagine. And there we go with that. Kholodny surrenders a loss here for the Red Army victory for Deutschland. For German steel. So there you go. GG game over. A fairly unusual match here with Osttruppen. Definitely not your most commonly picked commander, but I think overall nice use of it. Nice use of the Stugi here. Definitely, I think, showing what he can do in the right hands. Kholodny, though, I think also has his moments, but ultimately, I think, failed to capitalize on his advantages. And I think also relied too much on head-on assault. Should definitely deployed more smoke, I think, to support him. Particularly on a map like Kholodny Ferma, I'd say smoke is practically mandatory to like make any kind of attacks after a certain point. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. You've learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell friends and family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial LinkedIn. Cheers. Thanks for watching, and see you all tomorrow for another episode. Bye.